wouldn't nobody like it. You feel me? Like, so it's we get put in fucking boxes, yo, and then we'll sit there and say somebody else better. Like, if a nigga played like Luka, he would be a ball hawk. He would be this, that, and the third. No nigga is allowed to play like Joker. You dig what I'm saying? No big black man is allowed to play like Joker. They're not going to give him the ball like that to dominate at the top of the key. He can beat any. That shit ain't even possible for a nigga. And then we just call yo fucking great when he a big man who get 20-something touches a fucking game.
Yeah.
Like, that shit ain't fucking fair.
What's the name play like that, right? James Harden, right? But the difference is, what's the name way more efficient? Luka way more efficient than Harden, especially in the playoffs. Harden be fucking up in the playoffs. But I agree with your overall point though, because that Jokic shit, white folks, they that's their new white hope. Boy, they be swearing that nigga so raw. And I be trying to explain to them, you don't understand basketball. The nigga the whole fucking offense is run through this dude. Right?
Yeah, if he don't get those stats, he's actually playing terrible. It ain't no way he could have the ball 85% of the time and not get them damn stats.
Exactly.
You got to be exceptionally skilled too to do what he do.
No, I get that. I get that. I'm just saying. If you don't play one half of the court,
we on the same page.
Yeah, if you don't play one half of the damn court and you got the ball the whole time, he can't even shoot for real. That's the part I didn't know.
He could definitely shoot.
Bro,
he can bang that bitch.
Hold on. I thought so too.
If you crowd him,
he shoots 30%
like OKC expose him. No. He shoot better than that from three. I don't know. You got the stat messed up. He actually shoot like 40-something% from three.
He be banging that bitch.
Yeah, but what it is with him, OKC exposed it, right? If you get into him, he don't really have much he could go to, right? And I was telling this dude, like, who love LeBron, right? These dudes I be arguing with on the internet, right? I be trying to explain to them, right? That top of the key shit that LeBron and Luka and them be doing, you gotta have skill to do it, right? But I tell them all the time, what really separate Jordan from LeBron is he could get you that 30, 33 points and not dominate the ball. Like when Phil came in and put in that triangle shit, if you go back and watch some old games from like 1990, 91, 92, 93, all the way up to 98, you'd be shocked how many times Jordan just passed the ball and run to the weak side. You're like, damn. Right, but guess what?
A lot of times they would say him and Phil had a deal that all bets was off in the fourth quarter. And
right. That second half of the fourth quarter is when you'd see him do his little, do his shit. But guess what, Brass? You know what that does for a team? It creates synchronicity. So them sorry niggas who you swear is so sorry, like if a nigga like Cartwright
Paxton become a motherfucking marksman.
That nigga was that boy had a weather.
Paxton was actually a good basketball player.
Paxton and motherfucking Kerr become motherfucking marksmen.
Kerr was a good basketball player.
They've been shooting the whole game.
Right. They've been having a chance to touch it.
They wasn't motherfucking Matthew Della. Steve Kerr was not
look at a dude like Bill Cartwright when he was on the back end of his career, or Will Perdue or some shit. You put them niggas next to LeBron, man. You know how fast LeBron be? LeBron fans would tear them niggas apart because he dominate the ball, and then when they get basically that's Anderson Varejao, right?
Now hold on. Did you just say Dellavedova got more skill than Paxton?
No, I know. That's not what I'm saying. When they're saying they're comparing like Steve Kerr and Jordan has Steve Kerr, but he ain't. But Dellavedova is like. If Steve Kerr is trash, I don't even know what Dellavedova is. If we're saying that Paxton and Dellavedova wasn't good, then if Paxton and Steve Kerr were good, what the hell?
But Brad, that's my point though. But that's my point though, right? That's my point ultimately, right?
Dr. Andy or some shit.
That's ultimately my point, right? That people like a Logic, And I am taking a shot. Let me not lie.
That's a shot. Don't say it ain't a shot. Just say it. Don't say people like Logic. I'm not trying to hit you with a shot. Just go on and hit him with the shot, bro, because he gonna take it as a shot.
No. But look though, I'm saying honestly though, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know basketball on like a granular level, like certain little idiosyncrasies like that, nuances. That's the word I'm looking for. You're not gonna pick up on. You're gonna see Varejao get the ball and do some bullshit, and you just gonna be mad. That nigga trash the whole time. This big ass 6'8" nigga been dribbling the air out the motherfucking ball at the top of the key the whole goddamn game, right? Nigga ain't touched the ball the whole game, and now you want to pass it to me with 5 seconds on the, you know what I'm saying? So that's, to me, that's what makes Jordan, bro, is that nigga could go without the ball for 10 minutes, and then when you give it to him, he instant buckets, instant offense. Like, I'm watching these old games, like, how did this nigga maintain his rhythm? Like, how do you shoot 54% from the field playing team ball, playing within the offense?
Can I give you a reason? Can I give you a hypothesis? Because the other shooting guards was Dr. Reggie and Jabari Osaze.
No, bro, you don't know. See, you don't know what you're talking about.
These are just jokes. You know what I'm saying? No, these are just jokes.
Nah, that's not a joke. You definitely is always ready to go. You always ready to shoot when Clyde Drexler lined up in front of you, bro. You know he ain't going to do nothing.
Or y'all say I started.
No. When you got Chris Mullin in front of you, bro, you supposed to feel like you can score. You is.
You supposed to get a little extra pep in your step,
bro. You be like, oh, you like coming out the huddle like, yeah. Oh, it's him. Oh man, give me that shit. You got to.
You know the funniest stories, Jordan. You know the funny story, Jordan story. Is them damn stories are like Jordan would be like, oh, that's who y'all got guarding me today?
Right. While he's still smoking the cigar, he just pop his head in the locker room and say 50. That's an arrogant ass nigga right there, boy.
I don't know if he was good or I know he's good, but I don't know if the other guy's just trash. Because I don't know how I would be able to deal with it. A motherfucker just like talking to the star on the team and just saying, y'all putting him on me tonight? Oh, 50. And then he go and do it. Like, God, like, what is going on?
Not 35, which is already a good game. 50. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you tripping.
What did he tell Byron Scott? I think that was the story. Byron Scott was like the coach or something. He walked up to Byron Scott. He was like, y'all putting him on me? Oh, 50. No question. And then went out and got 55.
Yeah, that nigga cold, bro.
Yeah, he was cold.
He a beast. He a beast for that. For that alone, he definitely a beast.
Cold.
He just look at you and say, 50. And then do it.
But
yeah, you go.
Then who was the guy though? That's what I'm saying. Like, how good could the guy that was guarding be possibly?
Who is the number 2? Exactly. Who is this? Exactly, bro. Was the number 2 nigga, was he able to just walk in the locker room and tell everybody to shut the fuck up and all? No. Jordan was the only nigga like that. Only Larry nigga walking there and just say 50.
From the 80s was like that. All them stories. Larry Bird walking the 3-point contest. Well, who's getting second? Like, what? Like, where's your pride? He's talking to Craig Hodges and all the great 3-point shooters. Dale Ellis. I guess y'all in here fighting for second and then go out and do it. If he didn't do it, it wouldn't be such a big deal. But
right. It definitely wouldn't be as crazy.
Larry Bird would be, I don't even know who Larry Bird would be, bro. And I got respect for him. I don't know how good Larry Bird would be today, bro. I have no idea. That's the one player I cannot, because he's so damn slow, but Luka's slow. But I don't think he's better than Luka. Not individually. You know what I'm saying? Maybe team-wise, but not individually.
I mean, he'll hit the shot if he get it off, but like, what is he using to get it off? Screens? Like, he got to be.
Larry Bird was definitely better than Luka. Y'all crazy.
He gotta come off screens, Brad. I don't want him handling the ball, but that's me. You know I ain't like that shit.
Was he slow? I never really
Yeah,
seen.
it's
I can't
slow.
really say I've seen. I saw stats and stories and shit. I can't. I didn't live in that era,
Yeah,
so it would
he
be
done slow.
confusing. You look slow as
Bro,
hell.
every last one of them niggas is a pro scorer, bro. They all slow.
They 2K
One
post
thing I like
scores.
about the Larry
They
Bird
2K
though
20 post
is the
scores.
left hand game.
He had a what?
The left hand game by Larry Bird, where he played the whole game only shooting left hand shot, and he told
Yeah,
everybody before the
Kobe did
game
that though. Nothing.
that's what he was
Kobe
gonna
did
do.
that. Our version
No,
of
Larry
that is
Bird did that
Kobe
first
did.
though.
No, we know he did it first. He was born first. I'm just saying our version is. I could imagine like if Larry Bird slow ass anathema. I didn't see him, so I am hating because I'm doing this. This is pseudo. I'm doing this with no evidence whatsoever. I hate that fucking word pseudo. This is just inaccurate. Because I'm doing this with no evidence at all.
What else is new?
Yeah, I don't even want to
No,
talk.
but Larry Bird told the people
All
before
right,
the game that he
you
was taking
just
everybody
fucking me
to the
up.
target.
That was unfair. Dang.
That's what bugged me off.
Look. I don't know if y'all talked about it yet, but since y'all sports folks, what's up with this Lacy accident case deal?
Kids, I'm gonna need you to apologize, bro. That was rough. Yeah, I don't even think nobody else heard that.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. He hit you with that one. I ain't gonna apologize.
I took the heat. Look, I took the heat. I took the heat off yesterday. Put it all on Stu Pease now. So you should be, appreciative that
No,
it's no longer your fault.
Okay.
But yeah, what's up with this Lacy thing, man?
He caused the crash.
No, they got new footage. No, they got new footage. No, they said he was behind the accident.
No, you got to update your
Yeah,
footage. You got to update your footage.
I just saw it on the internet.
No, the police. No,
Okay,
I went to the police thing. They said no matter where he was, the people at the site when they pulled up and was talking, he caused the crash. I think 92 meters ahead. He caused the crash and then pulled up to it. Because when they got there, they're saying that his driving is the reason why they crashed. So he just pulled up.
The people in front of him crashed, right?
Right. The people, they were all together at one point. The way he was driving caused them to crash. Like I'm not a cop.
That's not what happened, bro. What happened was he was driving, and when he went into the wrong lane to go past some cars.
Okay.
When he did that, the car that was approaching, it was some brothers in the truck. They slowed down.
Okay.
They just slowed because they didn't know what he was going to do. But by the time he got back over, the lady behind them wasn't paying attention to their car, and she was about to hit them. So then she veered over to the left, and then they're blaming her response to them slowing down because of him coming up the road and saying he caused the crash.
Gotcha.
So when the reason why the cops initially put the accusation out on him was because the first thing they heard when they pulled up to the scene was that they were saying that he caused this accident. It's just on camera. This is actually kind of good for the conversation we're trying to have, because the conversation is racism literally baked into everything. The only not saying the only reason is I'm gonna say it. The only reason that this is a story is because he killed himself. Because
so that still stands that he did commit suicide. Okay,
he committed suicide. So he killed himself because. So all right. So essentially, Kyren Lacy was a really good player for LSU, and
You gotta go back.
I don't want to go too far back or nothing. When you could do that, did you take out everything I don't say? Just fill it in. I'm gonna just give it a brief thing so the chat, whatever. Then I'll hand it to you. Kyren Lacy was a football player in college. He was about to get drafted. He gets into this, this kind of situation where they're blaming because somebody died in that accident, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, a man. Yeah,
right. So they're saying the police. No, I'm gonna give it to you, Nakamura. I'm just doing something brief, and then you can give the detail. But this was right around the time he's supposed to go into the NFL draft. So as soon as that happened, all of the teams got away from him. They didn't want nothing to do with him, this, that, and the other. He lost his NIL deal, and they charged him. So he killed himself. So everybody was saying it's so sad. He killed himself, and they were like, well, you know, he caused the accident. His life fell apart, blah, blah, blah. Well, recently, the tape shows the accident, but it shows Kyren Lacy pulling up to the accident.
Like the accident happened, then he pulls up or something like that.
And then the lawyer, then they started showing the lawyer at his funeral saying, don't worry about it. I got you. The truth will come out. You know, even though you're dead now, the truth is going to come out. So then the whole world starts saying he didn't do it, da, da, da. The nigga Ryan Clark on ESPN at the end of the Monday Night Football, he said, before we sign off, they was about to go off the air, I just want to say that Kyren Lacy was innocent. He didn't do it, da, da, da. And then, you know, because he went to LSU. And he was like, it's a shame that they did this. The young man had to take his life. And then it came out the next day, the police department, because they're sick of everybody saying there was something racial. The police department came out yesterday and said, no, he did cause the accident. Y'all don't know how crime scenes work. Go ahead, Anathema.
All right. What the attorney did, well, first of all of this started with Georgia football. That's where the backlash came from with Georgia football. If you look up Georgia football and cars, just Google Georgia football players and cars, you're going to get about 18 to 20 some incidents that they had down there. There was a problem. There was literally a problem with
Jalen Carter for the Eagles.
And Mopar cars. Cars. No, I'm talking about when they were at Georgia.
No, I know. Jalen Carter played for Georgia.
They had stolen cars. Somebody killed somebody. They got caught racing. That was him. So Jalen Carter. There was more than just him though. It's like
I know it was a bunch of people. I'm saying he was the biggest name. He was like the first round draft pick.
I'll give you that. He was the biggest name. But what I'm saying is that then that started them saying that there was a big racial thing about it. All these athletes with all of this money getting these cars, driving reckless. There was a big push about that. So then when Kyren Lacy did it, it was almost, he got the whole backlash of what was going on with Georgia. And it was focused on him. And then he got a whole lot of online hate on top of him losing his NIL deal and all of that. And he got depressed. And then that's why he killed himself. But see what the lawyer did, the lawyer started all of this when he come out because he showed the video accident, but then he also showed the police footage where they went up to the brother that stopped the car. I don't know if you saw that footage. And the brother was like, oh no, that lady wasn't paying attention. And then the police was like, no, but was he in the wrong lane? He was like, yeah, but he got back over by the time the accident, like the brother was explaining what really happened and saying like, no, I saw there's no way she could have seen him. She said, my big truck, her little car. He's like, I saw him and I slowed down. She wasn't paying attention to driving and she almost hit me and she veered. The guy said this on the police video cam. They never put that in the evidence. They just got him to sign off that he seen the dude coming in the wrong lane. And the rest of what he said, they ignored. But the lawyer going to get that in discovery and say, wait a minute, this person is not telling what y'all reported. Y'all got to tell the whole of the report from the witness. So that was one of the major issues where people saying, wait a minute, the police tried to doctor the report to put the guilt on him because after he pulls up, he didn't know what was going on. He saw the accident, he drove off and went to practice. That's where he went. He went to practice. He was on his way to practice. So he didn't know any of this was going to be put on him. So it's more than just the video about the car. It's also what the police did in the follow-up when they were getting evidence that the lawyer, because it's a whole video where the lawyer talks for about 30 minutes and he lays the whole case out. And if you see that, because I saw the police thing, see what happened with the police thing is when the boy that got caught, the one boy, Grover, they had a press conference out here. And the police and one of the reporters was like, fuck Grover. He asked him about Kyren Lacy. And then that's when the police officer stood up and started doing the press, and the press conference switched. And he started talking about how no, the man was responsible. Y'all are not looking at the proper footage. This, and that. And that's how that came about. That's what I wanted to add to it, Bryce. That's all I wanted to add.
I don't know if I missed it, but why was why was they chasing him in the first place? Or like, were they chasing him, or he was just driving fast?
He was driving and people were slow. It was like 3 cars slow in front of him. It was like just 2 lanes, and there was there was supposed to be no passing. But he was behind them, and he just, I'm gonna dip around them real quick and get in front of them, and that's what he did.
Gotcha.
And then the car.
So basically, he reckless driving, pretty much.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And caused the accident that killed somebody.
Well, they're saying that he caused.
Well, they're saying, yeah.
They're saying he made them respond the way to his reckless driving, which caused the accident.
So here's my question, Anathema. So, because I haven't looked into this case too much, but what I have read, that the accident ended up happening about 70 yards away from where he was, right? So how does that? How does that factor in? How could he be that far away if his actions led to the accident? And it's 70 yards. And hold on. From what I've read, it happened 70 yards in front of him.
I literally just said that because that's what I just heard.
Yeah.
So
y'all know my default position when it comes to these things already. You know what I'm saying? Them crackers lying.
No,
but if
they're lying.
I agree with you, Haskell. But what I'm trying to say, you gotta envision the road. It's 2 lanes, and you got oncoming traffic that's coming, whatever bound. They're coming opposite of you, coming towards you. You're Kyren Lacy, and you got 3 cars in front of you, and you got all them cars up there coming at you. But you back there, you judging the gap. You like, I got enough time to get around and dip in. When he did that, the other car that was upcoming, the brother truck, he slowed down. That's all the brother did. He didn't say like he was afraid he was going to hit him or anything like that. He just said he slowed down because he knew the move he was doing. He slowed down so he could get back over. The lady behind him, to avoid hitting his truck, just moved into the other lane without looking and hit the car and killed the man. And then the police is trying to say, well, the truck slowed down because of his reckless driving, so therefore he's the cause. But what I'm saying is the truck guy said no. He said he's not the cause. He said, no, I just slowed down. He said the lady was not watching the road, and she made an improper evasive action and caused the accident. And they left that out the report in order to lie on Kyren Lacy. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I got to look into it myself. I'm just saying from a physics standpoint, I can't picture what they're claiming to have happened because it was so far away. You get what I'm saying? If his immediate actions and this trucker having to slow down, or the trucker slowing down and then causing the woman to switch lanes or whatever, I would expect that for the accident to be much closer to where he was. He was damn near a football field away, So yeah. I'm having difficulty picturing putting it together in my head. But I guess I gotta go.
I can see the truck driver, right? I can see the truck driver, and you driving down the single lane, and then single lane on each side of the highway, and you see somebody jump on your side of the lane.
Right. So you slow down.
You're gonna slow down.
I got that part of it. I'm saying I'm trying to picture how the accident ended up happening so far away from him.
It's because he wasn't paying attention to the car slowing down in front of her. He could have been slowing down.
She. It sounds more like she wasn't paying attention because if you're behind somebody, you should be paying attention. You shouldn't have to slam on your brakes because that means you're following too close, and you shouldn't have to swerve. That means you ain't paying attention. It's that simple.
It's that simple. But when they came up and interviewed her,
when she swerved. So when she swerved, it caused a chain reaction.
Yes.
Well, but they're starting to change with him. That he came out of his lane, the truck slowed down. That's what it sounded like, and she almost hit the truck and swerved and hit the guy. Yeah, that's crazy. That's too many links in that damn chain.
Yeah, and that's why the lawyer said he's not the responsible. It's improper driving from the other people. Like you can get him for reckless driving, but you wasn't there to even see the reckless driving. If you get what I'm saying. Yeah. Like there no one took that crime. So I don't understand the whole case. I'm on Kyren Lacy's side that he's innocent. I think it's the lady fault. But I understand how they're trying to flip the argument. You understand? Because what they're trying to do is say, like you said earlier, his reckless driving and their reaction to his driving caused the accident. And they're trying to put it on him. But I say, no, it's the lady's improper driving.
Hey, Hal, I
And
posted
she's the one that actually hit the man
Hey,
and
Hal,
killed him.
Yes.
hey,
The
Hal,
truck didn't get in no accident.
Hal, can you hear me?
Yeah, man, I can hear you. Go on, man. I'm sorry.
Hal, I had posted that video a couple of days ago, what the lawyer was saying. If you scroll
Yeah,
up,
I
you'll see
posted
it.
the video in the chat. Yeah, I did. I did post it in the chat. I think it's in there if you want to see it. With the lawyer, I think I put it in there. When it first came out, yeah, I did post it in there. And I said, we need to talk about this. I think so. Yeah, I did post it. So if you want to see the lawyer video, it's in the feed somewhere, or however y'all go to the media thing and you can look it up and check out. That's the one with just the lawyer talk. And he showed all the police video. It's kind of redundant because he doing the Dr. Umar thing and all, but it's informative. And I think it's a good watch. That's why I posted it in there.
Now, how did he crash? If he pulled up to the accident and kept going, how did he end up crashing?
No, he crashed.
Like after that?
He didn't crash. He didn't crash.
He didn't.
He went
No,
he
just went around him. He was like 100 yards from him.
Oh, so he killed himself on another day.
Yeah, on another day. Yeah.
Oh, I thought this was all the same day. Yeah, see, I didn't know nothing about. I've been hearing bits and pieces on the internet. But okay.
He went to practice.
I thought it was all the same day. Wow. Oh, so when they blamed him, that's when he killed himself.
Yeah, after he got all the backlash, he saw his life going ahead. Imagine you about to be a #1 draft pick. You got NIL money. You going to the NFL, and the next day you're on the internet about to face the next amount of odd years in jail and court case and lost all your money, and everybody on the internet calling you a chauvinistic athlete, a prima donna, and all of this something there. Me, you gotta have some mental fortitude.
He should have got his ass off the line. Should have got off the line with that shit.
Yeah, because it's a thing with the Mopar car too, all the charger and that, and the youth running around, running from police, and you know what I mean? It's a big thing with that. It's a whole culture. And he got caught up into that. There's a whole backlash with that. I don't know if y'all watch those videos, like a Knockout 360 and all of that, with the man there, they be running from the police in Georgia and Arkansas and all over the South. It's like a team. They get stolen chargers and swoop them up just to go run from the police.
That's crazy. But then the new Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Go online. Go to a channel called Knockout 360 and look at it. You'll see all of this stuff that these youth is doing now. It's a big thing with the youth culture where they get the cars, they steal them, or they swap engines. They take Chrysler 300s and put Hellcat engines in them, do all type of shit just to go run from police. No license plate, blacked out everything, and they run from police. And they got a whole culture of that shit. And it's inspiring a lot of the youth to want to do that lifestyle, that live fast, drive reckless, and all of them stuff. And I think Kyren and them football players is in that age group. Not saying they have stolen cars, but that fast car, more car life, yeah, they're all in on that. Yeah, the Kyren Lacy is a very crazy story. And I know Louisiana, they're going to fight. Like, they're not going to give in. The police force, they're going to fight. They're going to hold that narrative. They're not going to give up that. They're going to stand strong. That's how Louisiana, they don't play. They're serious with their racism down here. I don't know what more to say about it. I hope I gave you enough.
I mean to knock y'all, of course. No, y'all was just talking about sport.
Yeah, but that's a sports story. It's one too because it
Yeah.
deals with all racism and choices.
Wow.
Because you just think about that. I know he probably thought about that. Damn, if I could have just had a little PS and let the cars just drive regularly. But I had to push my engine and now I'm in all of this. You understand? Sometimes them little choices be, you just, you know what I mean? Gotta be mindful of it.
And you already in the Hellcat that's stereotyped.
Yes.
Right?
That's what I'm saying. Yes. You're already into that and you know this. Like you're aware
And
of
it's
it.
green, it's bright green. Wasn't it bright green or something?
Bright green.
Yeah.
And you're a star athlete.
You're a young black man. Yeah. I gotta look up that blackout 360. That's crazy. But you know what? It's no different than say the 70s when people used to race the muscle cars on side streets and they wasn't running from police. They were racing.
Yeah.
It's just a new twist on it.
Yeah.
Weird how shit going cycles.
Even police got like Hellcats and shit now to chase them. You know that, right? Like certain police stations, they went and got these same cars to chase these guys.
They must be highway, because that thing can't hit no turns and shit like that.
State troopers, and then you got Clayton County Black Hawk Squad. You got that. No, serious, man. If you go into this, because I did a little research, it's crazy. And the young police.
See, I'm thinking of a city format where it wouldn't work. You said down in the South, so yeah, it's probably more spread out. They got longer roads. I'm like, ain't no way a Hellcat is getting away from shit around here.
Nah, it's out here, and it's on the highway, mainly, and they run from them. It's just what it is. Some of them got the cars hooked up with cameras and shit, where they be filming the police in the rear view camera while during the chase.
So they go right to the police. They don't even get the police a chance to find out what they doing to chase them. They just go fucking with the police.
They drive by the police doing like 120 already. The police.
They're like, let's just get to it. This how it's going to end up anyway. So let's just get to it. Let's just get to the chase. That's crazy. Man. Cut to the chase, literally, right?
I'm talking about 150-mile-an-hour chases, 160-mile-an-hour chases. This ain't no small chase.
Hey, y'all better get your kids.
Wilding out. And I'll say 70% of the people be black. It's Mexicans and white boys get caught too. Asians too. They get caught too in all this. But in all that Charger and them cars, the more power, most of the time it's a black youth. And I'd be tripping like, but the car be stolen most of the time or some type of corruption. Because how the fuck you get that car? Like, how are you 19 in a Hellcat?
Well, I guess that adds into them getting, like you said, stolen, which I think everybody heard first was Hellcats are getting stolen a lot. Now we know why. Even if the one stealing it ain't doing it, they take them and sell them, I guess.
We got a backlash with that. I really do. I really think all of that fell upon him.
That's wild. Where Fetty at? It's Fetty generation. They're out of control.
But yeah, that's a big problem though, for real. And it's in all the states too. It's not just, you know what I mean? It's in all the states with the youth.
Well, it definitely be a short chase around here.
With that car, with that little putt sound on the car, you get on my goddamn nerve.
What, with the loud exhaust on?
Hey, don't you be talking about the four bangers. Don't you be talking about the four bangers.
My son had a Subaru WRX STI. That was his first car. I told him, get it out your system now. I think it was. I don't even know if it was a 6-speed. It might have been a 6-speed. I forgot what's in them. But
Let's
yeah,
not hate
that's
it.
what he wanted.
Let's not hate on the 4 bangers, goddamn it. Come on now.
He said the pup sound.
But I told y'all when I saw the lawyer thing, that's why I posted it in the chat. I was like, wait a minute. This is about to blow up. But this is not going to stay right here in New Orleans. So we got to get on this ahead of time because I knew this was going to be a big story.
And I get, because Haskell look at it like I did when I heard it. How you cause an accident up in front of you? That's, I know on the surface it sounds crazy, but still, if someone's swerving, but like you said, the guy didn't swerve. The guy in the truck didn't swerve.
Out here too, I should tell y'all that because I'm watching the news to see what they're gonna say about the boy, the Grover boy. So they did a little news report, do all of that, and then when the state police got up there to say his thing, I swear one of the reporters, like another reporter, asked him about the Kyren. He responded to that. I mean, he asked him about the Lacy, the Kyren Lacy thing. He responded to that. Then the next reporter, no, he asked him about the first one. Asked him about the Groves thing. He responded to that. Then the next reporter immediately said, "All right, but what about the Kyren Lacy? Is he innocent or not?" Some question like that. Yeah, you should have seen the trooper fierce. I wish I had the video. I don't have the video, but if you can find it, it's called the Fox News report in Louisiana. It's on the channel 8 down here, but it's the Fox News down here. It was on their report. So then that's when the policeman came up, and his face when that reporter asked, you should have seen, like he got angry. His whole posture changed, and he slammed his hand down. And he started going in like he did cause it. You don't know what happened. You don't understand investigations and blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, it's going down. This New Orleans. They're not going to play. I said, the police is being adamant. I said, oh, okay, this is going to go into a civil case or something, but this is not going nowhere. We got to get on this story. We got to stay abreast of it.
And they got the footage of the cop telling the lady to say that it was the Charger or something, right? Yes. They got his camera. He's telling the lady, make sure you add in there, or make sure you say that it was the Charger or something else, or its fault or something. They got his body cam.
On that
the
video,
lady, I guess that's the one that hit the guy, right? That lady who he's talking to.
Yes, on the video, the lawyer shows you all of that on the video I posted in the chat. That's why I said you gotta watch it to the end because he's being redundant on purpose. So he's gonna repeat the whole part about the accident first. He's going to show you that video like 3 times, like a Umar, and talk about the footage and how there was no way. Then he moves to the body cam. And he does the same thing with all the body cam footage. That's why the video is so long. But if you watch it, you will understand his rhetoric and because after he repeats, he adds a little more each time. You understand? Because he's trying to, I guess, do the Umar, drive the point home, give you the 3-time repetition. So when I watched it, I said, oh, no, this is a solid argument. Like this, the man is innocent. It's the lady fault. And it's police cover-up fault. And then when you get to the police cover-up, that's when you get to the racism, you get to the whole concept of who's driving these type of cars, the police dislike of these cars, the racial stereotype about black men that drive these cars. Because maybe you just like the car. You're not necessarily one of the Mopar niggas, but because you're black, you're going to get associated and affiliated with that. The most negative aspect of whatever we do is what you get affiliated with, right? So yeah, that's when all of that come into context now. Because there's a reason the police is so adamant.
Well, they're saying he was doing 80. This is on ESPN. He was doing somewhere around 80 in a 40-mile-per-hour zone and trigger. Hold on, let me read before that. There's no dispute that the green Charger that was driving at a very high rate of speed, passing cars in the no passing zone, somewhere around 80 miles per hour in a 40-mile-per-hour zone. triggered the remainder of the events. So they're saying, they're making it sound like when he was passing them cars, he was doing around 80.
Oh yeah, he was flying
What?
to get around you. That's no lie. They
Oh,
already said
I'm guessing now hold on. If there's only 3 cars in front of him, right? I'm assuming he wasn't at a full standstill because ain't no way you going 0 to 80 in 3 car lengths. Unless you got a F1 Formula One car.
I think the speed limit is like 35, 40 miles an hour on there, and he pushed up to
But
80.
hold on. What I'm saying is when he pulled up and the 3 cars were in front of him, he didn't stop. He just swerved over into the left lane. That's what they're making it sound like. I'm thinking he was sitting in traffic and said, "Fuck that, let me go around him." But it was only a few cars in front of him.
No,
So it just looks like he seen him up ahead. He swerved over to, go around him or whatever. And then okay. So I'm like, how you get there?
That he was speeding and he slowed down when he came up to them, and then he jumped back around them to get in front of them so he could do his thing again. And then, but the accident happened. That's when he pulled up, slowed down, and just went on to practice. I think he was just in a hurry to get to practice. I don't even think he was out joyriding or any of that. He was probably late for practice, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but how they have it written, it looks like he was passing those cars going 80. It says he was driving at a very high rate of speed, passing cars in a no passing zone somewhere around 80 in a 40-mile-an-hour zone. So I don't know how much slowing down he did if he was doing 80 when he went around. Goddamn, what was he doing? 100? I think that's the footage they're trying to find is.
Well, I'm saying, Oscar, what I think he was doing is like he's doing, 70, 80 miles an hour coming up to the street. And then he gets in front of those street cars, slows down, and he's like, yo, I'm tired of this. Let me jet around in. So he pushes speed back up to go around them. And then, get back in the gap. I think that's what they mean, if you know what I'm saying. I don't think he was just doing 80 and came around him and went to do 80 again because of the nature of traffic and the highway. I think he just, looking for those gaps and dipping around people. And then flying.
Put that shit in there. That's only got 2 numbers in there, 80 miles an hour and 40 miles an hour. But I'm just saying that's how they have it written to make it seem like he was zipping past them at 80.
Yeah.
In the wrong lane.
That's part of what the lawyers uncovering is how the police doctored the police report to emphasize his guilt. They just didn't take a normal traffic report because of the death. Because there's a death, they're looking for, a real culprit. So then they doctored everything, not to focus on anything that would make him innocent, but to make him guilty. And then put that out in the eyes of the public. And I think that's the lawyer's point. The lawyer's point is there's a whole lot of, evidence to show that this man was not responsible. And how come that hasn't been disclosed? And now they're trying to argue that no, he made this person slow down, and then that made this lady react. Thereby, he's the cause. And I just don't agree with that. There's no way I can agree with that. That don't make no sense to me. Because the distance was too far. And we all know
but you know what, too? Think about it this way. Say a deer ran in front of that man's truck and he slammed on the brakes, right? Or even slowed down and she swerved like that. It would be her fault. It would be her fault. Period. She's behind him. She's supposed to be traveling at a safe distance, at a safe speed to be able to stop. When you're driving behind anybody, that's what you're supposed to be doing.
When you get your license, they tell you you need to be a defensive driver. You know what I mean?
Every 10 miles an hour, you're supposed to be what? 1 car length. Some shit like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's her. That's crazy.
I bet you if they check her phone, she was texting or something before the accident.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Scoopies, yeah, we can hear you. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I have a fundamental problem with these colleges and the elite athletes, like the football player, the basketball player. I don't think they have much counseling or introduction because too much of them getting problems for silly things throughout the years. Too many of them getting problems. You know, somebody needs to be talking to them and say, listen, not because you have the NIL money that you can buy this, you can have access to that. You still get in trouble. And this young man went through a period of depression and stress that led to him taking his own life. Right? I don't know what kind of counseling them offering these brand new millionaires. But an 18-year-old, 18-year-old with that amount of money requires counseling, especially when you don't come from a family with that amount of money. If you come from a family of millionaires, a car don't mean anything to you. But when you rise up and get the NIL money, and the first thing you do is buy $120,000, what's it about? Demon.
Yeah.
You know, somebody needs charger, demon charger. Somebody needs to talk to you and explain to listen. This car sometimes is more trouble than it worth. Right? And the position that you are in, you're a game changer. You know, you can change your whole family. So you have to be more careful.
But this looked like a accident, and it don't look like it was directly caused by him. Now, if the guy in the truck would have swerved, hold on. If the guy in the truck would have swerved and hit somebody because you see the Hellcat coming towards you, that's different. Or the Hellcat's in the wrong lane, that's different. Somebody behind the guy in the truck, I doubt she saw the Hellcat in front of the truck if she's in the car, you know, or whatever. So she like that seems like driving 101. If you're behind somebody, you're obligated to drive at a safe distance and speed at all times, whether they're going speed limit or not. Because you're behind them.
We come back to last night conversation about wearing the armor. A Negro is never protected. Never. Even when he's in the right. Even when he's in the right. Because his car came up to the scene of the accident like 5 seconds after the accident. In car time, that's more than 100 meters. So he wasn't close to them. But a Negro is never right. Never. Even when you don't have anything to do with it.
And not to say he's scot-free, right? What's the most? Speeding, reckless driving, or whatever, you know, other traffic infractions they can put on him, you know? No, I'm saying I'm saying technically what he was doing was speeding and driving reckless. Yeah. But I'm saying, okay, he wasn't, obviously he wasn't doing the right thing. And driving like that anyway, you're going to end up fucking something up anyway. If it wasn't today, it would have been another day. But yeah, that it's only a matter of time when you drive wild like that. So I agree with Stu Pease too. And these are you don't want to call them kids, you know, they're young people.
Yeah.
To us, they're kids, but you know, it's how can and then too, if you're gonna do the chain reaction shit, you've been everybody in that scene could have said something and been suing everybody. Yeah. You know, okay, he was speeding because he was late to practice. Why was he speeding? Well, why was he late? Because Dunkin' Donuts took too long with his coffee. Fuck it, we suing Dunkin' Donuts. They're the reason he's speeding. Like his latte was late or some shit like that. So it's that's crazy.
Yo, I hit school peas in high school. You know what I just thought about? If you driving, just think about this. And it's a 1-lane highway on each side with no passing. And you're about to have an accident, do you turn left where there's traffic, or do you go off to the right in the ditch or the side of the road where there's no traffic?
You go towards where there's no traffic, you turn to the ditch.
You go to the ditch.
So why would you go to hit somebody? She couldn't have been paying attention.
Yeah, she wasn't paying attention, man. And then he drove past the accident. That's the crazy part.
Was she white? Was she white?
I'm sure. Let me look on, see if they got it.
They don't have a picture of her. I don't see a picture of her. But chances are, and it come back every situation. It always come back to the same conversation what we had in America. And then everybody going to say, "Oh, Stupies love the victim talk. The victim talk. Look at Stupies again. Another victim talk."
Yeah, it says right here, the report states that the vehicle that crashed into Hall, that's the guy that died, a Kia Cadenza, that's a what, SUV or something, was traveling too close behind a pickup truck, which caused her to take evasive action to avoid hitting the back of the truck. So her ass is manslaughter and reckless driving and you know, like Stupid said, well, whoever said, if you check your phone, that's all type of obstruction, you know, or whatever they call that, driving not impaired or some shit they call that.
If you don't hear the race, that's a nice blonde hair, blue eyes, white American.
And it said, hold on, it said he was charged with felony negligent homicide and hit and run, and the misdemeanor reckless driving, which probably should have been the only one that stuck, the misdemeanor reckless. But he was charged with felony negligent homicide and hit and run.
And how much those charges is? At least what, 15 years?
Yeah. No, but I don't understand how never lawyer up. How the school never have a lawyer on call. The coach never have a lawyer because they must have heard. Or they never lawyer up and the lawyer tells them, listen, XYZ, we're looking at it. You understand?
But I think like Anathema said, they was already ruining his image in the media anyway. You got the young black man in the Hellcat speeding, caused an accident, somebody died. Like,
please watch the video, man. The lawyer, your Stupid, watch the video. The lawyer, he had the same lawyer, right? The lawyer said the man that was coming to him said, "You gotta help me. I need help. I'm being destroyed on the internet." And he was like, "Just hold on, man. I'm gonna win the case." He didn't know like that he meant serious emotional help. He just thought he was giving up on the case. And then he said when he killed himself, that made him go. That's why I said watch the video, because the lawyer kind of answered some of those questions.
But between the accident and the time he killed himself, wasn't it several months or several weeks?
You broke up, Stupid. Say it again.
He said it wasn't about a month. It was about a month, 2 months. You're right. It was a short time before him kill himself because he lost everything. But the lawyer is telling him, hold on, we got this. We can win this. But he not believing the lawyer. And the lawyer kind of explained he didn't think like it was an emotional thing with him. He thought it was just being overwhelmed by the kids type thing and losing faith in losing faith in other kids, not losing faith in living. You understand me? I say? Because he said he never mentioned nothing about suicide to him. He just was worried about the case.
Yeah, this says he committed suicide in April 12th, and I think the accident. No, that couldn't have been. Let's see when the accident was. December, I think.
Yeah, it wasn't too long. It was within a few months.
So what they were doing too was, since he was speeding before the accident, before he switched lanes and all that, they're using that. That's like one of the points that they're pushing. Like, because you got all the cameras from all the stores and shit. So he's just flying down the road. They're using that. You know, that's one of their points. So we clocked him in 88. You know, on that highway, it says right here. Estimates he was driving 88 miles per hour heading south prior to the collision. And so he was doing 88 in a 40.
Hey, no, I must say, I was before that.
Broke up. You
couldn't afford a vehicle like that, bro. I think they paying y'all too much.
No. Anathema said they stealing them. Just the you talking about the athlete? I thought you talking about the people, the Hellcats. Hellcats don't cost that much, do they? They cost $65, $70, which is ridiculous.
But I was talking to Kids at work.
Oh,
I thought I was on. I didn't know I was unmuted. My bad. I wasn't talking about the Hellcat.
tell them leave them Hellcats alone. Go and get a Honda Accord and sit your ass down somewhere.
Yeah, they hooked up the Hondas too and put all type of computer thing in them and put the little laptop in and nitroglycerin
But,
in that blood clot.
hey, unless you trust that your child can handle it. And like I said, my son had his Subaru. He had a racing car pretty much.
Yeah.
But you know,
he had
I trusted him with, you know.
I think it's the 201 Subaru, the one they use for the robberies and stuff in Europe.
No, he had a WRX.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, WRX. Yeah. I don't know why I said 201. That's the goddamn Mercedes 204.
He never get no speeding tickets. Somebody hit him. Somebody cut him off too one day, not like just like that, but somebody came, ran in front of him from another lane.
Your son can drive then, because that's a front wheel drive car. You have to skill to drive that car.
All wheel, yeah.
Oh, you got the all wheel.
But he has a CDL because his job required him to have a CDL. So anybody with a CDL, you get more safety training. You understand, the road a little better.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, racing Subaru was a good car, man. Bomber car. Yeah. I like cars, man. I'm into cars. I race in my little Benz. I got a German racing chip in it. I pull up on. I can't beat no Hellcat, but if you got like a RT or SRT, I'm gonna give you a smoke. You're gonna be like, yo, what's in that? I'm gonna be like, hey. I got something in I eat. Yeah, don't worry. We ready for you. Last time I was
and he couldn't get this, like the all-wheel drive cars. You can't get the wheels to spin, which is crazy. Like when he first got it, I said, let's try to get the wheels to spin. We couldn't get them wheels to do anything, man, just except take off. It was a manual too.
Oh.
We couldn't get any wheels to spin on that Subaru. Yeah, well, listen, he ain't get no speeding tickets. I ain't get no late night phone calls from police. My insurance ain't hit me up, so he either didn't get caught or he was doing the right thing. I mean, his mom liked to believe. Trust me, if I didn't trust him, but here's what's funny. That was his money. He spent that. My daughter, when she got her first car, she was like, she got a hoopty. She got like a 96 Honda Civic. She was like, I ain't spending all that money on no damn car just to go to and from, work or school. What? Nah. He that was his loan, his money. I had to co-sign and all that, but still, that was all him.
You built this credit.
He paid his portion of the insurance, everything. Yeah.
That's why I was telling Anathema, don't start hating on the four bangers, because my EG, my old EG, which that's a Civic, with the K24 swap, will have Chargers and Hellcats and shit like that for lunch. Like it's I've raced the with the Scat Pack too, and ate his ass up on 80, going the whole way. So yeah, don't be hating on those four bangers. Don't
they got an electric Challenger or something out now? What is that? The all electric one? Is that a Charger Challenger?
Oh, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, they got an all electric.
Hey, when she say all electric hits, you know me. I already lost all my interest.
Hold on, yeah, it's a Charger, 2025 EV.
I bet that shit's fast. I can't.
Hold on, I want to see what the 0 to 60 is on this thing. Hold on, that's a 2025 Charger RT, Daytona RT.
It's gonna be something nuts. I bet it's fast.
They said with the rebate, 50,000. Let's see what this thing doing.
I gotta give you some old school, man. I want something with a 442 in it, or a 5.7 swap out rebuild odd type of turbo,
Yo,
moderate,
and it's all-wheel drive.
clot, and
Oh, it's all-wheel drive.
I
Yeah.
want it all
That's
in a
bad.
car where I can fix everything in that blood clot with a jack.
Right.
All I need is
Yo, it's all-wheel drive. So let me see what the 0 to 60 is on this thing.
It's gonna be
1.7
crazy.
seconds. 5 seconds. 5 seconds.
I told it's gonna be crazy.
This thing, it gotta weigh about 3,000 pounds. Let me see. Because those electric cars is heavy as shit, bro.
that
Definitely don't want to get hit by one of them. Let's see. Wait.
That battery thing is crazy because one of my brethren, he bought a Tesla. It was a used Tesla, like a 2 years later, but he had a good Tesla, Marco. And
Nah, yo.
6 years, his battery went out, 11 G's. That's what?
Yo, guess how much this thing weighs? I bet y'all can't guess.
You said 1 point. You did say 1.5 seconds, right?
No, I said what? 0 to 60, 5 seconds. 4.7
okay,
seconds.
okay. Oh, okay.
So
okay.
no, yeah, it's all-wheel drive. Obviously, it's electric. How much you think it weighs? I bet y'all wouldn't even be close. How much?
I'm gonna say 4,500 pounds.
Smalls.
I think that's a good. I think I'm gonna go around 4,000 because you got that battery and that should be heavy, bro.
Yo, if I told you it's almost a commercial vehicle that you could write off.
Oh shit.
5,700 pounds.
Damn.
Ain't no way in hell, bro.
Fuck that.
5,007. That's 2 cars for anybody that know cars. That's 2 like Honda Accords probably.
That's crazy.
Jesus.
And it's still 5 seconds. And it's still 5 seconds 0 to 60. They trying to kill people out here. So you got something 0 to 60 that weigh almost 6,000 pounds flying down the road. Yeah, all right. Yo, you can put a commercial plate on that.
Yeah.
I think here 6,000 pounds is like the limit for commercial.
You
put some luggage in the trunk, you at 6,000. You put your vacation luggage in the trunk, you got a commercial vehicle.
Good Lord.
Crazy.
That's too much, man. You're not. What's the distance of the travel? Like how long?
It's gonna be shitty. It's gonna be shitty.
It's gotta be a small range.
And then you got to think about it like this too. You have to know whatever he's going to look up, it's going to be, just average driving. It's not going to tell you what the range is.
300 miles. Yeah, 300 miles. And we all know that's based off you doing the actual speed limit.
Right.
At all points when you travel. Yeah, that's so 300 miles.
Not driving it like what it is. That's if you drive it like granny.
456 horsepower.
Yo.
Like none of this makes sense. It's 6,000 pounds. It's all-wheel drive. It's electric. It only goes 300 miles. Like who's buying these? Like I can't figure a scenario where
that's trash to me. I don't know. I don't know.
Is there a regulation with that though? We're gonna move to these electric cars and we're only gonna have a certain amount of range because then that limits how far you can drive. Because we know, like, you got a gas car, they know the range, but you get a little more than out of the gas car than you do out of the electric car before you have to stop and refuel. But electric car, you're limited in range so much, then they have to put the recharging station. You understand? So is that a way to control
everywhere?
I think it has a. Oh no!
To where you only limited to 300 miles before you got a charge.
It's let's see. Miles directly compares the energy consumption between EVs conventional. It does not address the energy cost. Well, we ain't doing that. The range refers to the number of miles it can travel before the battery needs to be recharged. So yeah, you can drive 308 miles before you need to recharge the battery. I want to know who this is for. Like who's in the market for one of these?
No.
An all-wheel drive charger.
But how do you race? How did you race that? Like, how do you
You
upgrade?
got to race it against another electric. You can't do nothing with this thing.
But what's the racing? Like, who upgrades? How do you upgrade your EV? I'm gonna get a better battery. What you gotta do to make your car faster? I'm gonna strip down the weight. I'm gonna take out some bars I don't need and all these, some reinforcement. I'm gonna change the check. Like,
you can't change nothing if it weighs almost 6,000 pounds. I don't care what you take. you can roll it down to one seat in the frame. Man, the battery is probably
it's the battery,
5,000 of those pounds. Yeah, that's. Let me see how much the battery weighs.
Like I used to
weigh about 35 pounds.
So I used to build Teslas. I used to build them at I worked at the plant in Fremont, right? The battery is it's basically the chassis of the car. It takes up the entire chassis of the car. Yeah, it's fucking huge and it's heavy as shit. You know, and yeah, because I used to work rear subframe at Tesla. Like the subframe, it's a very simple. I wouldn't buy no goddamn Tesla. I'm just gonna tell you that much. I wouldn't buy one of them.
All right, I was wrong. The battery weighs 1,400 pounds. You know what we didn't consider? The motors. That's what's heavy.
Yeah, and the motors are
probably have a motor on each wheel.
On each. So on the Teslas, I'm only speaking for the Teslas, right? They had the motor on each subframe. You had the front subframe and the rear subframe, and there was motor on each one of them. And that was all the way back on the model. Which one was that? I can't even remember. Like, this is years ago I worked there, so I don't even know what the fuck they. But yeah, they usually run two motors. Yeah.
You know why we did that? Right? Because when we think motor, we think engine. And because the car don't have no engine, we eliminate the weight of an engine or a motor. You understand? We don't even think it's the electric motor.
Right.
I know I didn't think about an electric, and it's so obvious, but I didn't think about that. Because when you lift up these cars, there's nothing in them. There's no engine. You understand? So you confuse engine with motor, and just from not, semantics of language. You understand what I say? Yeah, but that's right. We did forget about the motors.
Yeah, they got to be a third of the weight too. The battery's probably a third. The motors are probably a third, and the actual rest of the car, the chassis and everything. Yeah, Scat Pack Smalls. There you go. Scat Pack, 62 grand. All-wheel drive EV. Yo, you find an old white man and say that to them, you probably their brains will explode. Yeah, we got a Dodge Charger. Okay. Daytona. Okay. Scat Pack. Okay. All-wheel drive. What? 6,000 pounds. What? 5 seconds. What? You're like, get the fuck out of here.
Nah, what am I supposed to do with that? Yeah.
Yeah. None of that makes sense.
The whole fun of racing was rebuilding the car, this person finding another
the modification
to enhance the speed, the modification, this one
modification.
This one added valves, this one did that, and you go race, and then that pushes the engineering. But once you get to this, I guess it's going to be this electric car versus the next electric car. You know what I mean?
And what can you do? I mean, like, I want to know what the upgrades are. It's probably going to be some boring computer flashing bullshit. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, they're going to upgrade your Android system, 10.6 to, or your iOS, that runs your tablet that's in the middle, on the console.
Oh yeah, something like that. Yeah, and you get
that's all electronic upgrades you can do. For the torque and everything. Yeah, it's probably all in the computer.
Yeah,
where you can change the torque and shit like that.
I hope we're not live. I'm gonna say it. That's gay.
I think y'all are live. You just got us in trouble.
Oh shit! Oh god damn it! I'm sorry. I don't know what else to call that. That is so lame, bro. As a mechanic, I just can't. Oh.
You upgrade anathema. You take your laptop out there and do a software update on it. That's the upgrade.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Oh my God, that's all you can do.
But hold on, hold on. What more upgrading can you do? The thing goes, it's 5 seconds, bro.
That's the other point.
There ain't even no
And
racing.
it's like,
There's racing, but I don't know. I don't get it, B. For real.
Yeah, it's I don't know. You kind of take the fun out of it, you know, like like we like
so by them trying to make it more fun, they took all of the fun out of it.
all the fun out of it. Because
I just don't know who's buying this.
You see what Anathema was saying when he talks about the customization and the mod. Like, dude, nobody out here sits for live. I hope nobody thinks like I have an EG Civic with a stock motor. The K24 is a fucking RSX motor, bro, and it's built. Like that's what I had to do to go out there and get the fucking with D8. It's a whole lot of money and time, and yeah, this is just some, I don't know, bro. This is.
I think a Honda Prelude is coming back out too, right? Or is it out already?
Oh, let's. You know what? When they bring cars back out, nowadays hits, I don't even get excited for them because it's gonna be like a hybrid or some dumb shit. I don't know, man. I'm just too old school. I'm with Anathema. Give me some shit that I can just pull up under my tree, in my garage. I can jack that son of a bitch up and just work on the motherfucker. Like that's what I'm used to. You know, you can't. That's
right,
going away.
Let's go back to these young people in this stereotype, right? With the Hellcats and the Chargers and all that. I don't see a lot of it, and obviously I don't watch a lot of it. But the music, is there a lot of Hellcats in like rap videos? Has it made it that far yet to where they have it? You know, to me, it sounds like a street subculture. It sounds like a subculture that, you know, even though it's popular maybe on the internet in some places, it hasn't reached like mainstream hip hop.
No, it's like when the people that's doing those street takeovers, when they do all the donuts, that's them. They do it in LA. They do it everywhere. They do it in New York.
I'm gonna tell you, and I'll tell you a popular.
It's not that it's underground, but you understand what I mean by underground. It's mainly
it's underground to us because we're not
like regular folks.
But to the youth, it's a regular thing. You know, this on their feed. They watch these things. You understand? It's part of their youth culture. Just like we had things when we were young that the old people, they didn't know nothing about. They probably, you know, said not a lot of people were doing, but we knew that if we went to any city, we could find these people.
But I'm asking because rap music gets a lot of blame for influencing young people. Right?
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you a lie.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you a line, Hitch. I'll give you a line, and it's a popular line. You know, because people don't steal bars, but this is like a euphemism in hip hop at this point. Drive my foreign like a Hellcat, or drive my foreign like a demon. Like I've heard so many people say, like that's a whole thing where they're talking about. Okay, I'm gonna take my very expensive car and drive it like these young boys drive these Hellcats and these demons, the cheaper shit on the street. Yeah, that's the whole thing, bro. It's definitely
because that was the nature of, say, hip hop, right? What's going on in the street ends up bubbling up and gets, you know, to the rappers. Then it went to a point where it was the rappers, whatever they were doing, whatever was pop culture, bubbled down to the streets or ended up out in the streets. So right now, that sounds like a subculture. You know, it gets a mention here or there, but it doesn't sound as big as that.
No, it's a subculture that bubbled up into rap. So now it's part of the rap. It is. Especially the Southern. And you can see it too because you got the pimp rap type when they show the lowriders and the classic cars with the big rims or the shit they do in Houston with the pokers and all of that shit, whatever they call it, that shit called. And then you got the Hellcat rappers, the young wild niggas.
Yeah.
You understand? But they all kind of crossed over. They all are into that same thing. It's just some people still got that playalistic vibe to them, and other people got that young racing wild vibe. It's almost like, how can you say it? They took the Asian and white boy racing culture and just niggerified it. because there was already going on in those communities. We wasn't doing that too much. We was more with our old classic cars and all of that. We wasn't into rice burning motorcycles and all of this stuff, and you know what I mean, these souped up cars like that. We had lowriders and we had, you know, a goddamn Chevelle with a nice 350 in that motherfucker, bored out and all this type of things. That's what we did. You know, if you was a racer, we didn't have these Hellcats and all of these things running around like that. You understand? So yeah.
So who's modifying the cars now? Is it the young people modifying them too?
They still in cars with fucking engines. It ain't even on the
now hold on.
Let me give you.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna give you
the question was like, okay, we know they're stealing them. We know they're racing them or doing that 360 thing. We know they're using them, you know, to run from the cops. Anathema mentioned that sometimes they get modified. So are the young people modifying the cars too? Like swapping engines and
absolutely. They'll take a whole 300 chassis B and turn that shit into a Hellcat, and you won't know what's under it. You won't know what they did to
you know how much skill that takes, man. That's crazy.
The street, those cars right now, hits right. They're not in that range of non-shade tree approachable yet. They're not there yet, right? So like the street racing culture that goes on in California, and I used to street race. I don't anymore. The way we do it, we call them the runs. That's what we call them. We call them the runs. We would a few years ago, we kind of set it up maybe on Facebook or this, that, and the other. We picked one spot, right? We'd all meet up and we just go at it, racing as long as we could possibly race, right? And then and so what you would normally have, you would have the brothers. They were the ones out there bringing the Hellcats and the Demons and the Chargers and this, that, and the other, the V8s, right? And you had the white boys and the Asians and the Mex. They're the ones that's usually in the four bangers that are actually keeping up and sometimes beating these motherfuckers, right? You know what I mean? So they're definitely modifying the stock shit to go faster. You know, you don't want to go out there and, you know, get beat by a goddamn four-cylinder. You just don't want that to happen. So, yeah. And then so what happens is the cops come out, and this is only California I'm talking about. So the cops say we start off in San Jose, like we start off one spot in San Jose. So then the cops will come, they'll break it up. We go to another spot in San Jose. They'll break that up. Then we'll go to Fremont. And we just do that shit all night, bro. And the cops don't really, you know, they'll give a little chase when they break the runs up. You know, one or two cars, they'll pull them over. You know what I mean? But yeah, you even get spectator tickets out here in California. You can't even watch a illegal street race. You can get a ticket for that.
Yep.
The spectator ticket. Yeah, it's a whole subculture out here. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm telling you, it's all across the nation too. I didn't know it was across the nation like that until I went down in the south and I started seeing it. I said, yo, this is just like Cali. Y'all didn't see it.
Only thing is, in the South, we'll go to out in the country. We ain't gotta break it up and go change locations and do all that crazy shit. You know, we'll go out to the, you know, in the South, man. You know, I lived in North Carolina. We'll go out to 87 and just tear it up. You know what I'm saying? Like for hours. Ain't no cops. Matter of fact, the cops know what's going on.
Right.
They don't bother nobody.
And people probably have skills and talents. They're learning hydraulics, pneumatics, welding, body. Those are all separate trades. That's crazy.
Absolutely.
You know, to them, they're just taking the engine, you know, swapping the engine, you know, put some add-ons on the engine, put some aftermarket parts. Those are all electrical. Those are all separate trades.
Absolutely.
You know, put different gears inside the transmission.
Ratios, yes.
Ratios, yes.
And
you can't just go to upgrade.
And someone may right, okay, you know, it's just that they're doing it blindly. No, if you're spending money on parts, right?
No,
You're
you
not
can't do
doing
shit blind.
anything blindly. Yeah, you're not going to just throw it in there and test it out and just destroy the car.
No.
No, these young people,
They
they
know
may
to
not realize,
they know to go put that car
Listen,
on
but those are all
a
separate trades.
dynamo. A dyno. They know to go put that on a dynamo and get the whole
Yep.
right.
metrics of that
These
whole.
kids are changing the displacement of the end. Do you know?
Yeah, that's crazy.
You
Yeah,
have yes.
that's
That's
crazy.
that's major. That's
Yeah, it
yeah.
is. Those are all
Yeah.
talents that they can make money off, open their own shops, above board. But because a lot of them are young, you still get the teenage angst, and peer pressure, and they're young people. You tell them some shit like that, they're like, I ain't worried about it. I just want this energy. Yeah, do you know what you just did? You can make 300-400 grand a year doing that.
Facts. Because
Even designing
what
parts. They have 3D printers now. These young people can design their own
the
parts.
design part. And where does it start though? Shefford showed us where it starts, because that shop that he showed us, that beautiful shop that he showed us at that high school he went to, that's how my shop was at my school. We didn't play. I was swapping motors in high school. I built my first mini truck in high school. We as a matter of fact, we were allowed to, once you had shop and once you had your license, you could, because our shop wasn't even located at the actual school. I went to Walter Williams High School. The shop was at Sellers Gun, which is across town, right? So we would get to drive our cars to the shop to go work on them and then drive back. They trusted us enough that I know they wouldn't let kids do no crazy shit like that in 2025. But yeah, that's I started doing this in high school at 16 when I first got my
They have
license.
that here too. We had body shop, we had welding, we
Yeah,
had auto mechanics, and you take it for the last 3 years of your school, and
last 3
you can
years.
leave
Yeah,
a certificate. Cosmetology, like everything is here. Solar, and you name it, they have everything here. But
my first
these kids,
car.
how do you get them to realize that you can actually, not the ones that are in the shop,
Yo, real quick,
the ones that are actually stealing the cars and swapping these engines and modifying them, and how do you get them to understand it's something more than just posting this on Instagram? This is literally,
Right.
Before y'all go
something that
intellectual with it, before y'all go intellectual hits and smart.
Oh, let's stay in the hood. Go ahead.
When Chevron showed that, I don't know if y'all go back and listen to the video in the background I showed, I'll say, oh, that's where they learned to swap the engines.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Shit, you don't need and two, hold on. Yo, you need tools, you need money, you need a lot of things. You're just not modifying, so anything that's surrounding these young people to allow them to be able to do that. Whether it's 3 or 4 of them getting together, pooling their money, doing some illegal shit, doing some legal shit. It's still the most prevalent part is the talent and the skills that they're learning. They don't realize that those are like actual skills. Actual skills that can,
Because here's the thing. Hits. I have my ASC certifications. It's a backup. I'm a truck driver. I only go work on cars when I'll come off the road for whatever reason, or this, that, and the other. Or like right now, I'm not able to drive right now. Where do you think I'm going once they allow me to go back to work? I'm gonna work on some cars. You know what I'm saying? So like, even if you don't and make a whole lot of money doing it, by the way. So, I got that in high school. My first car was a 79 Nova. I did with that boring ass 305. I did a 327 swap on that. I then got a Monte Carlo. I think that was my junior year. I did another 305. I put a 350 in that son of a bitch. And by the way, I bought that from my dad's coworker, $400. I bought that Monte Carlo. It's the same motherfucker from Training Day. If you want to know what it looked like. And then finally, I got in the mini truck. I don't know if people know what mini trucking is. That's the really slam trucks. Yeah, with the air ride and all that stuff. I built my Mazda B2600 in high school. I notched the frame. I put the air rod on. Actually, I had hydraulics on that one. I put the hydraulics on. All of that in high school. So I'm just saying.
No. High school, I wasn't doing anything extra. I was wild. So some of us learned about engines because the people that live up the street from you. We had white boys that lived up the street. We used to call them the pit boys because they was always working on a car, Gran Torino, Chevy Vega, a Roadrunner, Sebring Satellite, anything. And we used to go up there and hang out with them. Why? Because they used to take us to the skating rink. They the ones that had the cars. But to get cool with them, you got to go hang with them. And that's all they did. Rip engines apart, put engines back together. Rip engines apart. Their dad was a pilot, who built his own single engine plane right up here at Stewart Airport. So they had tools, they had everything. But school, and these kids are out here, doing this with these cars. Those are sustainable careers. But to end up being a negative stereotype, doing, the 360s and all that's. Now I know what you're talking about, Anathema. Those videos where they doing them donuts in the intersections and almost killing each other. That's crazy.
Yeah. They did all that swapping just to go show out like that. Or they spoil a car.
I don't know how people raise kids, man. If I see it, I just don't know how people, and I'm sure it's tough. But a lot of shit, I just can't see. I just can't see me sitting home watching TV.
They don't know.
No, you don't know where your child is at. I get sometimes, a lot of times, but shit like that.
Children know parents better than parents. You know how to manipulate.
Okay.
Even the girl that got the more strict parents know that she can trick them one day if we let her go at this friend's house. And this friend parents is more loose and she's going to give up the pussy.
Yeah.
That's why she want to go to that friend house.
I'm sorry. I'm sure. Yeah. Listen, I was slick too when I was young, but nah. How you not know your kids got AK-47s and they got the mask on and they on Graham, hold on, get the fuck out of here. Racing cars, nah, you don't know. Nah.
You know what? As a matter of fact, I'm sitting up here talking about it. I got videos in my on an old drive of the runs. I got to go find it, but I'll post them in the car section. You know what I mean? Of us racing cars and running from the police. We don't got to talk about it. I'll show it to you. I'll post it in Discord. Yeah.
You can't wait till after the kids is already, headed down the wrong path to, start parenting. Then it's too late. And yes, kids are going to be kids, but that's no excuse for the parent. Yeah, and like Anathema said, they are tricky. Shit, we was all tricky. But as a parent, you got to roll with the tricks. You got, you wake up, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, you go peek in that bedroom, ain't nobody home, and you talking about, I got to get up early. Instead of getting in your car, let me go.
Going to look.
Let me go knock this dude head off because I told him.
Well,
because think about it like this. You're one of these kids working at these shops, right? You know what I mean? You're doing your thing at these shops. Mom and dad done bought you, say they had money and they done bought you one of these. Let's keep it simple. Let's say they bought you just a charger. This is a basic charger, right? But you get the swapping parts and putting this, that, and the other on it. So then you go out on a Sunday night, because that's when we had the races, right? You go out on a Sunday night, right before you got to go to school the next day, and get this ticket and lose your license. Because I mean, you're gonna lose. They're gonna take your shit if you get caught racing. You lose your license. As a matter of fact, I'm not even sure how that affects you in shop class if you ain't got no license. I'm sure that has an effect. And like all of that stuff that you learning, and like you can't put it into use at that. You've already hindered yourself before you even start. That's what's happening out here.
That's a fact.
That's why they run so hard. I'm on the Fetty train. I'm on the Fetty train this week. These parents, these kids it's a whole different generation. But this stuff doesn't happen like It's not on the sneak no more. See, Smalls, you talking about in anathema, you talking about a time where you could sneak somewhere. You can't sneak nowhere now with all the cell phones and connections and camera. You can't sneak and do shit.
Oh,
It's
you best
not, you
believe.
know,
I
it's
can
not
keep
like
up
it
with where
was.
my kids
Yeah,
go without.
people used to wait till their parents go to sleep and take their parents' car, roll it out the driveway, or if you know your parents are heavy sleepers, you start it up, going about your business.
Yeah, I did that all
My
the
mom
time.
didn't have a car, so I wasn't stealing shit. But
I remember
nah,
that.
I used to steal my
yeah,
mom's car all the time, put it back on the gas, all of that, put it back, park the same way, make sure the
yep.
steering wheel in the same position, all of that. Yeah, I used to do that.
One of my friends almost got the brakes beat off him because the father came outside, put his hand on the hood of a car. He asked him, "Did you take the car?" Nope. Now, if I go out here and touch this car and it's warm, you know what's going to happen, right? And sure enough, so it's just there's not a lot of excuse now for you knowing
Yeah.
that your child is out here just not doing mischievous shit, but murderous and highly illegal shit and putting other young people's lives in danger. Or nah, there's no excuse for that. And I'm sure it's not widespread as the narrative makes it. You know, they want to make all these young black men look like they're wild and, you know,
Yeah,
unkept. No.
this is off topic, but yo, it's funny as fuck. I had a brethren, man, in high school. He was in love with this girl. He was in love with her so much. I swear to God, he used to do that at nighttime. He used to go by her house at like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning and touch her car
Yeah.
to see if it was cold. Make sure it had dew on the window. We used to look at him like, yo, man, you gonna go to prison over this girl, man.
Hold on, Nathan. When you said something earlier, hold on, you said something earlier. The kids are smarter than the parents. No. Nah. Parents know all of the tricks. It's just some new ones. But parents know. They may not, you know, like I said, if they got to get up and go to work in the morning, if they tired, if they cross their fingers at night, say their prayers, or they trust their children, that's what we do.
No, some
That's what
people
we
had
do.
good parents. You had to be a criminal parent or a deviant parent to know about all the deviants they go on. If you was just a good person, you don't know about the deviants like we know about the deviants. You understand?
Nah,
You know
but that's a certain level of either I don't care. You
know how many girls that climb out their window while their parents were asleep? To where when I had children, I knew to go around in the yard and look for footprint to see if somebody was around the window. But them people there never know if to do them something. But me know if to do them something. And how me know if to do that?
But hold on. Now hold on. A lot of stuff that's going on now, we know because guess what? We see it on the internet and social media. So if you sneaking from your parents, but it's on social media, like literally there's no excuse. And people know their children. People know their children. Like either he not too bright. He's more susceptible to peer pressure. She let's be honest, or whatever. Parents know their kids.
Yeah,
it's just at what degree it's what degree do you you decide to stop fighting, or I'm done, or I'm too tired, or whatever it is. Whatever it is. But not knowing, I don't think that's the case. Because the whole social media craze is for people to know what you're doing if you're a young person. That's the whole craze, right? Put it on IG, put it on TikTok. It's not sneaky no more. We talking about sneaking around. They're not sneaking around doing shit.
Yeah, because again, my kids aren't going anywhere without their phones, and I can track their phones. So I know everywhere where my kids are at all times. It's not. I don't know of a parent not knowing.
Yeah.
In 2025.
Listen, if you have kids and you ain't ready to go to jail for whooping one of their ass or letting them know that you mean business more than them streets mean business, then don't have no kids. Because literally that's what you're.
Oh, I'm proud to say, I have 4 sons. I'm proud to say I have raised 4 squares. They are nothing like their father.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I don't want them to be. They don't know
I envy,
shit about no
people
street.
don't even know, man. Nerds and geeks, God bless them. That's the
That's
safest you
what I
could be
got.
ever in life. That's the
That's
safest
what I
that they'll
got.
ever be.
I
Nah,
have raised 4 total listen, we'll deal with I will listen, as a matter of fact, now you ain't gonna run up on them because I also have them in, martial arts and this, that, and the other. So they can protect themselves, but they don't know about no. Matter of fact, 3 of them don't even listen to hip hop. They listen to K-pop and shit like that. I'm so happy.
that's what we saw about last night with Stu
You might
Peas.
just
Hey,
be in this
that's what me and Stu Peas was talking about. Do you just let them go,
Oh,
or do you,
right.
or do you put the weight of the hood on them? And nah, you won't know what the hood
Fuck
is.
no.
No,
No, I
it's
don't want
but
my
I'm just
kids
saying
knowing what
what's
no
online.
Draco with no switches. I don't want
Yeah,
them. They don't
what?
know what an extendo is. They don't know none of that shit, and I'm okay with it.
Nah,
Yo,
that's facts.
let me ask the question this way and steer the question. Let's say when you was young, though you may have needed it, but how would you have reacted if like your parents could put an air tag on your car and you didn't know where it was? Like they literally bought you a car with an air tag on it and hid it someplace. And you never
Right.
even thought that there was an air tag. You know it's possible, but you didn't think your parents would do this, but they can and they did. Also, they're tracking you on the cell phone. Like, how would you just be like, well, fuck it. I don't give a fuck because I'm being watched anyway? Or would you be scared?
Hold on. All of that just shows where you at. Don't show what you're doing. It shows where you're at. You
But
know
if
what
I
I'm
go to
saying?
the store
Okay.
inside the town, you're more likely to be doing something or around
Yeah,
people.
but I'm sure the kids are smart enough to know park the car at a shopping center or something and let their friends come get them or some silly shit. But like your cell phone, I
Oh,
get it.
damn, I
But
didn't think
hold
that
on. But anathema. That goes back to what we talking about. Even if you know where they at, you tracking their phone, you see they in a part of town they shouldn't be. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. What do? Do you
you get
get your
your
ass up? You done tried calling them. You done tried to text them. Do you get your ass up and go get your kids? Or do you say, I got to go to work, I got to get up in 3 hours, but I'm going to talk to them later?
no, I get up and
Nah.
go sit behind that car
Yeah.
and just look and wait for them to come to that car.
That's the
Because they got
difference
Somebody ass
nowadays.
somebody getting punched in the mouth.
In
That's
2025, if you're that parent working 2 jobs and this, that, and the other, and I don't think you're
yeah.
getting up nowadays. I don't think you
If
are.
you
I
a
think
single
it's
parent,
like,
if you a single parent,
if a single
yeah.
parent, like, yeah, it's like, you know what, I gotta go to work in the morning. I just, he'll be all right. I'll talk to him later. I can't do that. Me personally, my parent instinct, I don't give a fuck how tired I am. I'm gonna keep raps on my kids. I'm just gonna keep tabs. That's me. But I mean, I know something. Listen, I know one of my good friends is a single father. We talk about all the single mothers. My friend Vaughn is a single father. He works 2 jobs. His baby mama is the one who ain't shit. He actually has um a custody of his son and his daughter, the ain't shit baby mama, because the one he has custody of, I don't even think he talks to that baby mama, but the sorry baby mama, she's constantly dumping his daughter on him. He just does what he has to do. But if that man had to get up and go look for Junior because he's sneaking out, I know good and well he'd roll over and be like, man, and he's a good father. But God knows that man works 2 jobs.
And dude, you can't start that at like 16 or 17. That's too
Yeah.
late to try to rein someone in.
So
You know what
why he's a
I'm
good father? You want to know why he's a good father though, Hits? Because he's already put that shit in him. His kids ain't sneaking out the house. You know what I mean? He ain't got to worry about that. But I'm saying if it did happen, I wouldn't even hate on him being like, yeah, I can't do it. You know what I mean?
She made her choice.
Yo, my neighbors had 2 boys. And their father His name was Gerald. I never forget. He was in the backyard talking to them one day. He was like, this shit was back in 2000. He said, I will give you anything you want if you do what I say. Anything you want. And them being probably 13, 14, because he know what he up against with them, with two boys. Get ready to hit puberty and all that. He know what they're getting ready, to be confronted by. And that was his method. He said, I'll give you. And them boys, as soon as they were old enough to get their license at 16 or 17, he bought them cars. They had nice clothes. There was never no trouble. And I'm not saying that's that simplistic method would work across the board, but he knew what he was up against. All of the shit that you think people are that you're gonna go out here and try to get and try to do to impress people, not be yourself, get in trouble, hang with the wrong crowd. I'll give you anything if you listen to me. Because I used to always wonder, why they got nice clothes and kids got cars already? Cars clean. They used to wash them in the driveway. I said, damn, they must be doing great in school. The parent, that's what you think. They must be doing awesome. I know Gerald ain't selling no stuff over there, but that was one of his methods, of taking care of his boys. Right. He was like, no, if they do right until they old enough to go get their own, I'll give them anything they want. And how much? I don't see nothing wrong with that. Back then, it wasn't a lot. Like they wanted, $1 million gold, or diamond chains and racing cars and shit. But it was enough for them.
Did they perform better in school?
Oh, they were always good in school. Like he definitely. But I'm saying that the age they were at, when you can't keep them in the house anymore, 13, 14, they want to hang out with their friends. They want to stay out a little later. He knew what he was up against. And they were out and doing the lawn one day, and I heard him. He was like, "Listen, I'll give y'all whatever y'all want. Just do what the hell I tell you." I mean, you know what hits?
You know what hits? I'm just now realizing my parents raised me the same way, but they never actually said it. People in my high school thought I was spoiled, but what they didn't realize, I was earning that shit. You know what I'm saying? I had to earn. Matter of fact, I just told y'all about the cars that I had, right, in school, right? Did y'all not hear the part where I said I bought them? Didn't nobody give me shit. I actually went to McDonald's, worked, and bought the Nova for I think 500 and the Monte Carlo for 400, right? For my dad's friends. Not only that, but I would get rewarded if I made the honor roll. And that's what happened. I got money to work on my cars and, the customizing. Now, that came from my parents, because you ain't going to get a lot of that working at McDonald's. That came from my parents. But there's a reason. Because I made good grades. And I didn't fuck around and get in trouble. Or, let me change that. They didn't know. Because I was damn sure fucking around. I just didn't let them know. You know what I'm saying? And listen, I had a motorcycle. Most motherfuckers don't have motorcycles when they're in high school. I did. You know what I'm saying? I had a car truck in high school. They bought that for me my junior year because of how good I was doing. Or, as a matter of fact, he didn't buy it for me. My dad co-signed the loan and made me pay that son of a bitch. So there was responsibility even within that. So I'm just realizing that same thing you just mentioned, that's what they were doing with me. And my mom, I'm at my mom's house. She confirmed everything I'm saying. That's the same shit that they were doing. They just never said it. And I think that because that's how life works, right? You act good, you do the right thing, you get rewarded whether you get to reward yourself.
Yeah, and parents understand that they're up against something. Once them kids leave the house, whatever you instilled in them or didn't, now they got to face what's outside your door.
Right.
Whether you prepared them or did as much as you could, or you thought, oh, I'll do it next time, or next time I'll do this. Or no, it's once they leave that door, your competition is stiff. Who they gonna listen to? Who they gonna follow? Are they gonna remember what you told them?
Let me ask this question: do you think, say, when you do that, all the things we talk about where society is not going to reward you, right? Does that replace that? Does that give the students a sense of rewardment outside of what they're not going to get or expect from society? You understand? So they already have a value, a sense of being valued and a purpose instilled in them just from that type of interaction with their parents, where what society does to them is less detrimental psychologically. I'm just asking. I'm not making a statement necessarily. Like, because you understand what I'm saying is that
yeah. Say it one more time.
You have meritocracy in society that goes unrewarded or fought against black people. But basically, we're talking about meritocracy within your family,
your household. Yeah, within your household,
where that rewarding can buttress you or give you a force shield where you don't need the reward from society. You've already been validated merit,
but always
go out with a more sense of strength and not react so despairingly to the lack of merit in society, because you know your family, your parent, what you came from established you with a value based on your morality, the decisions, the merit you uphold just in the family, despite what society was doing. If you get what I'm saying.
But you're up against the rewards, right? Because if you're based off merit, you're going to get a reward. You're up against society offering larger rewards. You know what I'm saying? More what's the word? Exciting or what, enticing rewards. The outside the door can offer more to a child than what's going on in your house. So even Gerald saying, I'll give you what it's obviously within limit of what he can actually provide. But once they go out the door, you know, it's a bigger monster they got to fight now.
Well, what I'm saying,
but no, here's what I'm saying. If meritocracy is based off reward, right? If the larger rewards are out, and once they leave, they're going to get offered larger reward, even if it's attention, because these are young people we're talking about. To them, attention may be
rewarding,
worth a lot. Yeah, and if you're going to get more attention, material things may mean more to them than, you know, everybody knows their child or should, right? That's what you're up against. No matter what it is, once they leave, that increases, and that's your competition as a parent. You know, this kid's gonna get on the school bus. They're gonna go to school. They're gonna be in there 8 hours. They want to hang out with their friends. Out, you know, the whole gaming thing when that started. The headsets in the room, and I think Brad said one time, "Have you ever heard young people play these games and just, you know, listen in? Sometimes the shit they say is insane." You know, my kids came up right around that shit started bubbling, so I didn't know anything about it. Hey, so you know, you're good. Up there, the door is shut. I don't hear no ruckus. Let me go look. Oh, headset on, playing the game. Okay, no big deal. Cool.
Yeah,
I never put the headset on. Never. To hear what they talk about.
So my parents did a mix, anathema. You know, there was meritocracy within the home, right? But again, I've been working since the age of 15 with a work permit. You know, they allowed you to do that where I was from. You could work at 15.
Yeah, we used to have summer jobs and everything. Yep.
Yeah. So in other words, my parents did a mixture of, you know, let me give you this small reward. Let me give you a couple $100 to play with your car with for making the honorable, not nothing too major, right? But at the same time, you want this car, you're gonna get your ass out there and you're gonna work for it. I got paychecks all through high school. So it was they were already introducing me to those outside sort of things that Hicks are talking about. I already knew, like as a kid, right? I already knew I wanted to go out and fuck off and party on the weekend, but if I go to Bojangles and work for 6 hours, I'm gonna have more to, you know what I'm saying? That was already being instilled in me for the way that the way that that's just how it was in my house. I can't speak to anyone else's house. It was a mixture. It wasn't it wasn't just the meritocracy awarding um, good behavior and this, that, and the other. It was also you go out here and you deal with this real world and see what work and effort and this, that, they still in high school gave me that real world doses. You got to put some effort in. You got to do this, and you can't just make good grades and come to me and show them to me.
All right.
This is what you're up against.
Where's Babylon done? Hold on. Hold on. Babylon done says culture. If you could just elaborate a little bit. Go ahead.
What I was going to say is that when I'm talking about meritocracy within the home, I'm not necessarily talking about the standard uses of it in regular society. That's why I juxtapose the two. Because part of our meritocracy would be rewarding that person that shows that work ethic that you got, because you're going to be more prepared to work harder and deal with less expectation of reward, because your family has already rewarded that type of attitude in you as merit for us as Black people. So you had a force field, sort of a buttress, where when you went into society, since you came from a situation that prepared you, you understand, you earned the merit, so they supported you. So now you went into society different than a student, because I'm looking at it from a teaching perspective. Let me also say that. So you went into my classroom different than a student from that lacked all of that and had to receive that from me or the classroom setting.
Oh,
and
okay.
Outside of that foundation, because he didn't have that, but so he had to get it from the community. If you get what I'm saying, and I'm saying, does that type of rewarding just make you more substantial? We always talk about the family, and that's family. That's what we're talking about, right? Did that buttress you? Did that make you more prepared because you already value that you don't need value outside of that? You're just gonna go compete.
But what I found out right later on, like once the kids are grown, not all it did, because that kind of minimalizes it. But what it did was it gave them a choice, right? They know it's a simple saying, you know right from wrong. So that would be similar. You understand that this could harm you, hurt you. You understand this is peer pressure. You understand this is materialistic. You understand whoever got something like that probably worked hard for it. It gives them choices, because that peer pressure, their hormones, we're talking about young people, mainly teenagers. They got a lot going on. They're getting bombarded on their cell phones. Everyone's trying to fit in. That's everybody's, most kids ain't extroverted. I think they start off as introverts as you gain new friends, or you go from junior high to high school. You have different things. And now with just the cell phones, the shit they getting bombarded with. I think I put up a post that said just the average person sees about 4,000 ads a day. That's an ad, marketing promotion. Think about how many thousand narrative painting shorts and reels or anything that's in their algorithm that they got to deal with. That's telling them this is the shit. This is cool. This is what y'all age group is doing. This is it. It gives them options. It gives them now. Once they get old enough and they understand, okay, if I go left, then I fucking deal with the consequences. But I know how to go right. That part matters. I know what work is. I know what eating right is. I know what exercise is. They have that options. A lot of kids don't have that other option. Like in school, if a kid is naturally smart, right, and they act stupid because they don't want to be a nerd. We talked about that earlier, right? But your kid is smart. You come home, you see 60s and 70s. You're like, if you don't get this shit right next quarter, He's doing that because, or she's doing that. She's with her friends. They're cutting class. They ain't paying attention. They laughing and joking. They on their phones. This and that. But you know you can do better. I know you can do better.
Yo,
So it's good.
I just want to add to that a lot of schools have moved to banning phones. And when I was a teacher, I used to ban the phone. And parents used to get mad. They know they can't pull the phone out in my class. If I see the phone, they gotta go. They can't sit in out here. They gotta go. If I see the phone, they can't know. I don't care if you take. So a lot of schools have moved to banning phone, and they've seen a greater improvement. And even the student at first, because they did some testing, the students at first was reacting to it, but they started to appreciate the 8 hours without the phone because they finally getting a chance to think. Some of them said they even started paying attention in like biology class and finding out that what the teacher was actually teaching was interesting. But before they would be on the phone so much that none of that was interesting. So they're trying to counteract it. I just wanted to add that to the conversation.
Yeah. You can't acquiesce to the young people, right? Around here, they relax the dress codes. You got kids going to school with pajama pants on, Crocs. And I'm not talking about just black kids, wherever Chef is at. You gotta watch out. Chef is jumping in here. Y'all call him Chefy Lee Peterson. Y'all not right for that. Chef, I wouldn't let that go.
That's my bad. I came up with that shit.
Yeah, we got to fight after that. But they relaxed the dress code. So all of these kids that walk, I live by a high school and a junior high school. When you see them walking by, they all look like they just got out of bed. Now that's two things wrong. One, the parent letting them leave the house. But if that's what they're getting bombarded with, or all their friends like that, especially the girls, right? Their friends show we're gonna walk to school, and they all got I know they associate bonnets with black people.
My old high school,
but yeah, I'm just.
They got like a viral video of doing what you said, like like teachers do, like the student reenactment day and all that.
Oh yeah, when the teachers dress like students and act like students.
My old high school that I went to, like all of the teachers, like you said, was wearing hoodies with hot fries in their hand, headphones. That shit was hilarious. The teacher was like,
not paying attention.
Yeah, call my mama. Oh, you take my phone, I'm gonna call my mama. So that shit was funny looking at it.
Hey, that shit's hilarious. I ain't gonna lie.
That's crazy. But that shows you everybody recognized the problem. That's what's crazy.
And it's not a black problem. It's not a black problem.
No.
Just to reiterate, because
young people,
I'm telling you, it's just young people
out the house looking like that.
Yeah, hoodies, pajama pants, and fucking Crocs. Like it don't matter what color you are. It don't matter what color you are. That's how they go to school. I don't give a damn.
Said, come on.
I believe that schools. I believe that schools should institute uniforms. People might not agree with it.
I agree with you.
I'm with it.
Uniforms will get rid of a lot of social problems, especially poor kids who can't keep up with the trend. Black shoes, uniform. Everybody, uniform. Right?
I agree.
Black or brown shoe. And white shoe when you have physical education. Right? But it will get rid of a lot of the social problem because many students go to school under stress because they can't wear the Balenciagas and the latest $2,000 Jordan off blue, all kind of bullshit. The other day, they show a picture of some students going to school and everybody have the money phone and the girls have on the skirt that right at the tip of them bottom. I said, seriously? Where are the parents? Where are the parents?
Hold on. Did Stu Pease just say the money phone?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a picture about 12 high school kids and everybody have the money phone.
Yo, when I saw that shit on Instagram, and here's what's funny, right? You can go on Temu and buy fake money.
Yeah, but even if it's fake, the image, brother, the image.
My bad.
The image.
Wait, what'd you say?
Hold on, my bad. Yo, before that shit even hit my nephew, I text him. You know you get fake money on Temu, right? But you better not be in no damn. You better not be in no Instagram posts because they gonna kick your mom's door down. But yeah, stuff like that. That's insane. The money phone.
What you got?
Yeah, you can go on
I don't
Temu
believe
and buy
you.
fake money, or Temu
I
or
do not
Alibaba.
believe
You can
you.
get all that shit.
Let me.
You can get all that.
You
Yo,
for
you can get
real?
everybody Temu. Yeah, you can get fake money like a motherfucker.
Let me.
But Smalls don't do it and take a picture. They're
Oh
gonna kick your door
shit!
down, boy. They're gonna try to
Yo,
rob
he's
you.
not
Don't do it.
lying. He's
I'm,
not lying. Oh
I'm
my
sorry
god.
I told y'all that. Y'all strike this from the record.
Kids, you saw the pictures on Instagram. You saw the pictures of the
Yeah.
school.
Oh shit.
Yo, that you could buy that shit, bro. I'm like, nah. I hit my nephew up instantly when that money phone shit canceled. Yo, listen, don't do that. I said, but if you want to, they got fake money on Temu. I
Yo,
told my sister,
real
yeah.
shit.
I told
Look.
my sister, hey, you better watch him. He might be in his room with some fake money going on the gram, stunting.
Shit,
You're gonna
look.
get your door kicked in.
Hey
Yeah,
yo,
you get fake money.
look at how. Oh, what the fuck is going on? Yo.
No, that's high quality stuff too, bro. Yeah,
Oh,
why not?
I'm finna start.
Why
Listen,
not?
I don't even use Instagram. I'm finna start popping on Instagram. I'm gonna start
Better
popping on
not.
IG.
Okay. They'll come kick your
Listen,
door down. You better
hey,
not.
listen, all this motherfucking heat I got in my apartment and at my mama's apartment, because you know I go back and forth. If motherfucker
Listen, you
want to come in
asking for
here and get
trouble.
that fake
Listen, we
shit,
don't condone
hey,
money phone or stunting in front. No, here at
if
Low
you
Key
want to
Genius, we
lose
do
your
not condone fronting that hard. No, we do not. Nah.
if you want to lose your life behind some T-Moon money, to come fuck with me, yo.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen. Oh
Yo, it's like a
God.
Halloween. Yo, it's like a
Oh
Halloween
Jesus.
costume. Like you can get the fake sneakers, the fake watches. You can get the whole fake
Oh
ensemble.
man. See, I'm not
100
on
bands,
Instagram,
all that
bro.
fly shit. Yeah,
I don't do
you get all that shit
Facebook.
on too.
I'm like on there, but I don't use it. I don't do social media. I did not know this was a thing. Get the fuck out of here. That's crazy. Oh, I had my laugh for the day, yo.
So
Oh
again, who
man.
don't know their child is in the bedroom
Oh
stunting
Jesus.
with a bunch of fake money that might cost him his life the next day, or cause your door to get kicked in the middle of the night, thinking there's some money up in there like that.
Right. Right.
Like how
Yeah.
you not know your child is like? Come on now, because
And,
they don't
and,
be
and here,
outside with it. They don't be outside
it's
with it.
not
They be in the bedroom. They be in the crib with that shit. They don't be outside. But how do you not know that as a
it's
parent?
like
Online.
$3. It's like $3 for some stacks. You can get some
Racks
for
on
like
racks on
$3,
racks.
yo. That,
Smalls, leave that
and
shit
it
alone, bro.
looks
I'm
so
telling you.
real. Oh yeah, you know I'm
Yeah, I
just
can see the
saying though,
ad right
Lord.
now. You too can have the money phone.
Listen, if I had
They
money that
shipping.
looked this, Lord have mercy. I can't. Oh, let me shut up because I'm on YouTube.
Yeah.
I just did not know this existed. That's crazy. I didn't know you can buy fake money. That's hilarious. I
So
don't
the
know
whole
why,
suitcase
but
of it.
to me
Yeah, the
that's
whole
hilarious.
suitcase of it. Yep. Yep.
Oh man, what we
So
talk
that's the
about?
competition. No, that's the
Right.
competition for parents, man. Shit like that. Them seeing people